Buffs Nation, what's going on? Coming to ya with my man
Are you doing
Rawhide
that?
Media for you. I'm not doing that, man. Are you doing that?
No.
Nah, man. But we're celebrating. Here from Grandma's, and quick shout out, Yo Martez. Yes, use that promo code ScopeBuffs, 10% off. Links in the description as always. But man, I'm here to talk about a handful of things pertaining to the Buffs with my good friend Rawhide Media. How are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make an attempt to not mess your show up, and I'm gonna turn myself down a little bit. I'm gonna turn down just a little bit, and I'm gonna be a little more calm over here.
Well, well, nah, man. We need some of that. It's Wacky Wednesday, and it's time. It's time that we just chop it up, man. I mean, Corey Smith is saying Gavin Layton just decommitted from CU. Best of luck to him, man. I got to be honest. Who the hell is Gavin Layton? And
I
I
was about
don't
to say the
remember him
same thing.
recruiting, man, or
Me
him
that.
committing, man. So best of luck to him, man. Sorry, this was such a short run, but that probably means we got dogs coming. Where do you want to start with first, Raha? Do you want to talk
Man, I
about
mean, bro,
the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders? Or you want to talk about this Big 12 schedule, man?
bro,
We'll
we
start.
could go either way you want it, brother. Either
Okay.
way you want it.
Let's talk about this Coach Prime to the Raider stuff. Did I put this as clickbait? Absolutely. But, let's go ahead and talk about it. Because I got a pretty interesting opinion about this. Well, first off, man, the Oakland Raiders, man, the Las Vegas Raiders, I got to start correcting myself, man. They never do anything. They never do anything by the book. And you saw another case of that today with them saying, man, we play a game in 3.5 days. Forget it. Forget it. We're just going to blow out the coaching staff on a Wednesday when we play on a Sunday. And we're going to go ahead and roll with our 5th-round rookie quarterback for the rest of the season. I think, man, if Al Davis was still around, I think he would be pushing hardcore for Deion Sanders to come there.
Facts.
And I honestly feel like Al Davis would have been the only NFL owner that Deion Sanders, that Coach Prime, would go work for. But I don't think that's the case, man, with Mark Davis. Do you feel like this changes anything in terms of Coach Prime's NFL hopes from some? Or what you think about this?
No, I don't. I can't see Coach Prime going to any NFL team. First off, let's be honest. Let's just go and be honest about it. Coaches, college coaches. Let's talk about them for instance, and NFL, I guess, but NFL is on the vice versa. College coaches don't like recruiting. I don't care who it is. There is not one college football coach that likes recruiting. So when college coaches leave college to go to the NFL, it's because they are absolutely exhausted with recruiting. Now, the difference with Coach Primetime, Coach Deion Sanders, the difference is this, is that if you notice, because he's been asked about this, he don't do in-home visits. He don't do them.
Interesting.
Think about that. Somebody asked him about that, and he kind of like, well, yeah, if I deem it, you know what I'm saying, I do that. Bro, from my understanding, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Prime, he don't do in-home visits. And that's the worst thing about recruiting. If you ain't got to do in-home visits for the most part, recruiting ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That's so true.
So, again, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. I have not heard of one in-home recruiting deal since he's been at Colorado that he's done. And if you ain't got to do that, why in the world would he go to the NFL? Now it's pure free agency. It's pure now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm saying? It's
point.
easy.
That's a great point. Yeah, he's not traveling around. He makes everybody else. He's got the recruiting pitch sold as is, because of who he is. That's totally true. I'm sure he has a ton of phone calls, but everybody knows what Coach Prime is about.
Yeah.
And they come to see him.
Let me ask you a question, David. Have you seen one recruit post a photo of him and the recruit in that recruit's home? Have you seen? I mean, I'm I mean, I'm not there, so he could do it sneakily, and I don't know. But have you seen one photo?
I haven't. I haven't, but I got to admit, I mean, I try and stay on top of the recruiting, but man, this is just it's hard to keep track of. Again, guys, I got to be honest. I had no idea who the hell this guy was that just decommitted from the university.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is. Who is Gavin Layton? Now I gotta look it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I have no idea who he is.
I got no idea. But the only photos I've seen, it's like it's outside or it's like in the studio, you know what they do, or on that wall that everybody's
Yeah.
like, well, since they posted on the wall, that means they're coming. I think Bryce Underwood's the only exception to that. And I was texting with Lawrence Collins a little bit today, and he still thinks, man, that we're in the running for Bryce Underwood. And he's where Bryce Underwood plays in Belleville, Michigan. But Antoine Hill took that photo on the wall that said like we're coming or whatever, and
Right.
just it is what it is. But yeah, you bring up a point. I mean, when you got real free agency, when you don't have to travel around do any of this butt kissing that all these other college coaches have to do, yeah, just why? Now, again, like I said, man, if Al Davis was around and and clear, sound in mind, man, I think that
Mm-hmm.
would have been a really interesting match. But maybe in another universe, man, because man, it's so weird how Al Davis, he had like so much swagger and he had this personality, this charisma about him that would make people either love him or hate him or whatever. Dude, Mark Davis has no swagger, man. He's got a terrible haircut. He's got a terrible sense of style. And it's just crazy to me how you can go from one generation being so cool to then like being
I
so
know.
lame.
I know.
You know,
I know.
like we don't talk
I
about Coach
know.
Prime, how all of his kids are still really cool. They're
Mm-hmm.
all really cool. None of them are lame. Michael Jordan, really cool. Marcus Jordan, kind of lame, man. Like,
Yeah, he is. He is. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. You know what I'm saying? And to further the point on in-home recruiting, how bad, I mean, just coaches in general, how bad is it, guys? Y'all listen to me real quick. How bad is it, right, to do in-home recruiting and then have to sit there and scarf down all those recruits' family, mother cooking? I mean, can you imagine how bad that is? I mean, I ain't saying that I ain't saying they can't cook. What I'm saying though is, bro, you try to recruit, so you got to eat mama's cooking. Cause I know you be like, they don't be doing that. Yes, they do. Nick said, bro, I done read too. It ain't just him. I done read on 2 minute stories on recruit trip that the mama cook and the coach got to eat it, bro. Can you imagine how bad that is? You know what I'm saying? You got to scarf that stuff down and be like, so the point being is, if he ain't doing in-homes, bro, I mean, you just recruit high school, you on the phone, you on FaceTime, you on Twitter. I mean, he already do that. So in addition to that, they coming to see you, bro. That's free agency. Basically, that's free agency.
man, you're totally right about that. This is why I love having you on the show, man. Giving us this perspective that nobody else has. Coach Prime doesn't have enough toes to be going around recruiting in all these homes.
I know, bro. I know, man.
But hey, on another note, I got to admit, I love how you always come on here with the bucket hat and the shades, Rawhide. But I got to say, man, I think you're making a pretty good pitch right now to be our version of Connor Stallions, man. What you think about all that? Have you been following that whole mess?
I heard something about it, but then I let it go. I let it go.
Man, I'll just fill you in just how ridiculous this is because it's actually getting pretty hilarious. So we got to talk about it. But they've had this assistant, Michigan, Connor Stallions. He's on
Yeah,
the
I know.
payroll for like
Yeah,
$55, man. He's been
yeah,
going to all these
yeah,
games, buying
yeah.
all these tickets, stealing the signs. Well, did you see him show up on the sideline of the University of Central Michigan, man?
I saw it today. I saw it today.
And Jim McElwain was like, "We have no idea who the hell that guy is and
Yeah, hey,
how
bro.
he got on the sideline."
I know, bro.
That's
They even put a little light up so you could see him. They pointed him out. I was just like, oh my god. I said, bro. But okay, first off, I will say this. I I was always one to say, man, who cares about the Steelers sign deal? But getting on this, I didn't
Like
know he was doing
baseball,
that.
man. I don't care.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was doing that. So when I saw that, I was just like, okay, bro.
But if he's doing that, if he's sneaking onto the field, forging on-field passes to make sure that he's getting on there to get the best view of their upcoming opponents, man, at that point, man, credit where credit's due. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, man. That's just
Bro,
I
that's
know
too
that's
far.
unpopular, man, but that
That's too
if you're getting your
far.
stuff stolen, man, that's on you.
Bro, you can't be breaking in. That's too far. That's too far. But he committed to winning. He's committed to winning.
Man, I find it, but man, I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy going to all the games, stealing all the team signs, all that, man. I think it would be kind of fun. But at the end of the day, I don't want any bad press coming on to this staff. There's already enough racist people that want to see it fail, man. So we don't need any of that bad press, whatnot. But let's be talking about this schedule. I'll go ahead and share my screen, Rawhide, but I got a very important question to ask you about this Big 12 schedule release coming up, and I'm sure everybody is wondering what's up. Yeah, this is the right one. Let me share it. All right, I'm sharing it right here. Thank you to the Full Frenzy podcast. Y'all go check them out if you haven't. But here it is. Whoops. One moment. There we go. All right. My question to you, Rawhide, is man, which game we're going to together next year, man?
Home or away? Home
Say
or
what?
away? Home or away? You tell me, home
Man,
or away?
we'll go to away, man.
Away?
Yeah.
Orlando. We're going to Orlando, man.
Dude, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped about that, man. Are there any of these other matchups that you're pretty excited for?
Honestly, I'm excited for them all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm excited for them all. I know you've been watching Colorado, but were you watching Colorado before they got to the Big 12? I mean, sorry, the Pac-12.
Yes.
Okay, so Colorado always felt like a stepchild when they went to the Pac-12. They just never fit.
Yes.
That never fit. I just always thought that was awkward. So uh being back at home in the region of America that they need to be in, bro, I am so think about this. Oh, okay. See, I don't live in Big 12 country. I'm sorry, I don't live in Pac-12 country, and I watched them as I didn't get in depth like I did until Coach Prime got hired, but I watched them like I did Big 10 football. Bro, I'm just gonna tell you from a person that lives in SEC country, right? Live in SEC country. Let me tell you something. To us, if you was to ask a guy like me or anybody else that watches this type of football, right? If you was asking me, say Baylor or Oregon State, they picking Baylor. Oklahoma State or let me see,
Wazoo.
Wazoo, they picking Oklahoma State. Bro, no one watches. No one knows anything about those. Bro, listen, man. No one cares outside of USC. Utah, okay, but hey, look, Utah won the Pac for 3 years in a row. Listen, if a person was to ask, Oklahoma State or Utah, they're gonna say Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm.
No one watches that football.
No
one.
No.
Think about that. So them going to that league, it elevates the program. Them going to that league, man, playing. Granted, Texas and Oklahoma gone, but who cares? Playing Oklahoma State, playing. Y'all do understand Kansas State won the Big 12 last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati played in the. I put it to you this. Okay, I put it to you like this. The Big 12 has had just as many. I ain't even count Oklahoma. Forget Oklahoma. Just as many teams in the college football playoffs than the Pac-12 has. They've had Cincinnati and they've had TCU. Man, you know who the Pac-12 had? Oregon, and they had Washington.
Washington.
That's it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's why I got to say, Rod, I don't like to be too negative on this show. But when I'm looking at the long-term prospects here, 25, 26, 27, man, I got to say, it killed me, man, seeing how often we're playing Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah. One of the reasons I was really excited for coming in this conference because I felt that, with the promotion background that Brett Yormark has, I mean, this man was an executive for Jay-Z for years. Like, this guy knows what Showtime is, and I know you got to be fair to everybody and have a rotation, but man, like the fact that KSU isn't a protected rivalry, at least have some sort of, um, relation back to the old Big 12 when we were in it. I thought that would be a protected rivalry. And then I thought, that we would see, some more opponents from the old Big 12 or just in Texas in general. And yeah, we do have a season where we have 2 road games in Texas, I believe, which is in 2025, I want to say. No, it's somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
TCU and you got Houston.
yeah, Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pissed, man. I didn't want to be grouped into, this whole four corners thing because again, the Pac-12 has not been kind to us. It's been a disaster for us, and the fact, man,
Mm-hmm.
we're still playing these schools more often than the others, man, it pisses me off, man.
Oh, I
I want
feel
to
you.
play in
Yep.
Florida, man. I want to play Texas more. I want to play Oklahoma more. I want to play the Kansas schools more. I just want to get back to playing football where people actually care. And I'm hoping that after the first 4 years here, hopefully we will have some more protected rivalries that develop that we can kind of schedule more often. But I wasn't thrilled, to see the Sun Devil and Wildcat logos on there a ton. And with Utah, I mean, that's pretty interesting, but it's like it's a rivalry that's been forced. And because we've been so bad, it just hasn't been a rivalry at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have wanted to start over with another, like if we were playing Texas Tech every year, every 3 out of 4 years, I would have
Mm-hmm.
appreciated that more than Utah. But
Mm-hmm.
oh well, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we should definitely get to Orlando next year and have ourselves a party, man. Leading up to that game, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I think honestly, I did say before they even got in it that the Oklahoma State game would be important, and I said the Kansas State game would be important.
Hmm.
And also, I thought the Houston game would be important. A lot of people sleep on Houston. A lot of people don't understand that Houston was in the Southwest Conference, and they were a good team. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Before we just pseudo made Power Five, and all the conferences broke up from at that point. But uh, I thought Houston would be a good one also. But if I had a choice, I'm going to say this: if I had a choice, I would want Florida to be their rival. Florida,
Yeah.
UCF. The reason
Houston.
being is this: Gus Malzahn is one of the most underrated coaches out there, and
Yes.
UCF. You know what I'm saying? Who did they get? That Kalen Fox kid? That
Keelan Fox. Yeah.
Kalen Fox that Colorado won, and he picked them up among
Yeah.
others.
Yes.
UCF can be built into a university that's better than Miami because Miami's administration don't even care
Yep.
anymore. So, y'all people not need to sleep on UCF. And I think that would be a great rivalry. I mean, Gus Malzahn, bro, he is a very underrated coach, and I think
Yeah.
UCF, just like Colorado, got a lot of upside coming. A lot of upside. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. UCF selling the fact they're gonna be playing Colorado. Don't get that twisted. That is a sale.
Jonah's saying right here, the battle of the black and gold bowl. And I mean, I love it, man. I think that they're, if I'm remembering right, they have the best class right now in the new Big 12 for 2024. They're recruiting at a great pace right now. And yeah, you're right. Gus Malzahn, he's a good coach, man. Auburn just runs through those coaches so quickly, man. People need to understand that, man. Like Auburn's one of those toxic situations where I feel
Yeah.
like no coach ever really lasts too long, man. They always blow them out, and we'll just have to see.
Yep.
What happens with A&M too, but because
Exactly.
Malzahn's a good coach, man. We got the Battle of Black and Gold. We got the Citronauts going up against the Buffaloes. That's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, our friend Colin Moore is there, right in that area as well. But I think like if we're talking about like a YouTube creator, trip or whatnot, that's the one we need to do.
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you, man. Hey, in addition to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, UCF got the 29th overall class, guys. He got 9 4-star recruits. 9.
And they're the
He
top
just
in the
got
Big 12.
18. They're they're 29th overall, and in the Big 12, they
Don't count
are
Texas or OU.
well. Actually, Texas Tech got them beat by a few points. Texas Tech got 20 commits, but Texas Tech also got 1 5-star. So that kind of helped them over. They got 20 commits at 1 5-star, 4 4-stars. But I would take UCF class over Texas Tech with 9 4-star recruits.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take that all day long, bro. Yeah, people. UCF gonna be scary. They're going to be scary.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We got to give it to them. I'm glad that we get that game on the road next year, man. Regardless of the criticism that I have, like long term, I feel like Brett Yormark definitely did us some favors. Making sure that we had that game, straight up that first year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be real
Mm-hmm.
important for recruiting. Now, speaking of recruiting, Rawhide, I don't think I've been able to talk with you about this. I think maybe when we were talking last time, this was announced like after we wrapped up our show. But Jordan
Mm-hmm.
Seaton coming on an official visit. Oh my God. The fact that we're still getting him to visit with what has been going on. Good Lord. Give me your thoughts on this right now. If you were in the room, what do you say? What's your pitch?
Did you watch that last game? And he was responding, yes. That's why you need to come here. Instantaneously. Starter. Instantaneously. Because they don't even have Jordan Seaton listed as a tackle. He's listed as an inside, as a guard, actually.
Oh,
Inside
for
offensive
real?
lineman. He sure is. That's how he's listed. He ain't listed as a tackle. So I'm telling you now that I tell Jordan Seaton, bro, you come in here, you work hard. It won't be difficult for you to get on the field at all. And bro, let me also say this, man. Let me also say this. Why isn't this the Colorado Buffaloes the dream of trench play? Think about this for a second. This is me talking to him also. Colorado, most viewed college football team in America. Colorado also, with those most views, see that they have a deficiencies at the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You come in and perform well, guess what they're going to attribute the success to? Jordan Seaton coming in and help fix that putrid offensive line at the Colorado Buffaloes. Bro, because offensive linemen don't get all the credit they need. But he gonna get that credit if he come in here and turn that trash into, you know what I'm saying, flowers and spring smells. Turn them into potpourri. I know a lot of people don't know what potpourri is. Back in the day, they used to buy these little sticks and stems and put it in a bowl and sit it around the house. Bro,
My mom
turn
loves
them into potpourri. Huh?
But hey, let's say I'm Jordan Seaton right now. I'm talking to you, Coach Prime. But Coach Prime, what you gonna do about this offensive line, Coach? Am I gonna get worse coming here?
This is what I won't tell him, because I think the offensive line coach is married to your offensive coordinator. If the offensive coordinator get a job, he gone anyway. But if he stays, I'll put it to you like this. Jordan, did you not watch number 65 Bailey get touched and pushed into the quarterback? Bro, if I had you block a Mack truck and the Mack truck ran you over, is it your fault or you was really blocking a Mack truck? He gonna say I was blocking a Mack truck. I said, okay. All I need is somebody to be able to block a defensive line. That ain't the OC problem. That's a player problem. Bro, this is easy. This ain't hard.
Man, I love how you're framing this because I love to get a little religious on here, so I'm gonna do that. But kind of you're making this pitch like, John the Baptist, he kind of paved the way for Jesus Christ, and didn't he get himself beheaded or whatever? I mean, that dude screwed, man. This offensive line that we got right now, this inside guard play, man. There are John the Baptist, man. They are paving the way for a savior. And no one cares. No one ever remembers the name of John the Baptist, really, man. They remember Jesus Christ. Jordan Seaton, man, he's gonna be the Jesus Christ of this offensive line.
Listen, bro. I've been saying it. I've been saying it since the beginning. Think about this guys. Just think about this for a second. Everybody and their mama know the trench play. It ain't just offensive line, defensive line too. The trench play has been trash. Let's call it what it is. It's a dumpster fire. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. That ain't hating. That's just calling it what it is. We calling blue, blue. We ain't calling blue black. We calling blue. Blue is blue. So, okay, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to break it down real quick. Y'all come in, any recruit at this point, y'all come in and help turn this thing around. They giving the credit to the player that's on the field. That's you. Think about this for a second. Georgia ain't got no bad defensive line. Georgia got 5-star recruits on their defensive line, right? Mm-hmm. How many of y'all heard anybody since you've been watching college football this season say anything about a 5-star defensive lineman at Georgia? Has anybody talked about them? Saying nothing. Hey, guess what? Oregon even got a decent defensive line. Who talking about the defensive line at Oregon? Talking about them? Man, you turning trash into potpourri. Jordan Seaton, they giving you credit for that. Any defensive tackle that come in and turn them around, they giving you credit for that. It's easy. It's easy, man. And I put it to you like this. Now, granted, the money, Colorado going to come up with some money, though. They're going to pay them.
That's why I gave another $50 to the collective, man, yesterday, man. We need this. We need this. We need it bad. But man, I think that he's such a huge get, man. He's such a huge get. We got to lock him in this year, or this weekend, man. We got to get him in whatever money he needs, just like y'all are saying in the comments, man. We just need to come up, make it happen. If we got one of these boosters that owns a few of the Chick-fil-A's, in the Boulder region, man, we just got to be giving out free food whenever he wants it, that type of thing. We got to make it real comfortable. And by the way, Rawhide, I don't know if you've seen this going on Twitter, but I got a comment on it, man. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that CU Parking Services, man, is doing what they always do. Man, they're putting those tickets on those cars. They don't know whose cars they are. They put a ton on my cars when I was at school there. I said, I'm not paying any of it. Then they sent me a letter in the mail saying, next time we see your car on campus, we're going to impound it. And I said, joke's on you. I got a new car. I'm never paying those tickets. And the university has to take care of this, man. They need to comp them. They need to come up. There's a lot of, you've been to campus, man. There's not like a bunch of parking areas, on campus. So they got to develop, man, something that's just there for the players, man. These players do too much for everybody's jobs, the entire university, to be having to put up with parking BS. And if you're one of these boomers that is saying, well, this just means you got to bike to campus or you got to walk or take public transit, that's not how you treat the people that are bringing in the dough. And these guys are bringing in the dough more than anybody else that works at the university.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're 100% right. I've been on you all's campus. Ooh, y'all are. I don't know if the word is landlocked. It's more of a, bro. Y'all ain't got no room to expand nothing. You in the middle of town. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can just go up. You can't go out. You can go up. I don't even know what they do about that. I don't think they need all those fields. They probably could, you know what I'm saying, turn one of them fields into a parking spot. But then in addition to that, the field ain't that close. I guess it's close, but you know what I'm saying? Those practice fields.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I saw Cameron Silman Craig, was posting about how he's paid like $3,000 or $1,000, something like that. I'm like, dude, why are you paying them? Why are you paying them
He don't
after
want to
you
get
get
booted. He don't want to get booted. Take it from a brother that got booted and took the boot off himself. Okay, listen to me now. I ain't
Wait,
telling you nothing.
what?
Listen, I ain't telling you nothing I heard about. I'm telling you something I did. Okay, listen. Yeah, I was at a D1 school. You know what I'm saying? And I got a boot, and I got mad, and I peeled the boot off myself. Let me tell you something. You worried about the boot, and guess what? It's not good to pull the boot off yourself. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Okay,
Man, dude,
that's why he's paying.
how bad did you mess up your car, man? Because
Bro,
I've seen the TikTok, man.
It ain't hard. Honestly, it's not hard. It ain't hard to take them off. But you know what I'm saying? Back when I was going to school, we weren't riding on 55s, you know what I'm saying? So I had a regular car, you know what I'm saying, with a regular 15-inch wheel. And you know what I'm saying? They put that boot on my car and I was just like them, mad. Where I'm supposed to get there. Because the school I went to, bro, we had our own transit system in my school. You know, it was big. That school itself had its own transit system. So, no, you don't mess your axle up because the boot has got a hook and it's flat on the front. It got a hook behind it goes into your rim, but it ain't that tough, bro. I hit that boot, hit that boot, yeah, hit that boot, yeah. That boot came off, bro. I threw that son of a gun in my trunk and I took off.
Oh, hell no, man. Dude, Rawhide, I think you need to do a public service, man, to all of our players, man. I think we need a DIY video live stream, man, on how to get out of these things.
I get it. Trust me, I understand how they feel. I just told you about my boot experience. So trust me, I get it. Now, let me tell y'all this. Don't do that. Don't take that boot off. Trust me when I say.
So what happens afterwards? What happens after you're free, man?
Bro, I got a message. Saying, if you return the boot, we won't do nothing to you. But you got to pay all the stuff, right? So I said, that's all we need to do. I said, I walked my happy tail over there, right? Gave that boot, paid my thing. Now, I think, you know what I'm saying, the place that I was at, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't a whole lot of people that looked like me. So I was just saying that. Yeah, I was just trying to be like, hey, look, I guess they were just like, look, you did some dumb stuff. The boot is to get it paid. You pay it, return the boot, we can keep it moving. Understand, this is not during this time. So I took that as a blessing. But let me tell you, they also told me the consequences of what could happen. I'll just say, guys, don't take that boot off your deal. I was blessed. I got out of that. Don't y'all do that. Don't y'all do that. Because one of the basketball players did that like a year before I did.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just tell you that the school I went to, hey, you know what I'm saying? They don't want some national champions in this basketball team. But I'm just saying, it was just like they was talking. Oh, Lucius, who the hell? Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Who is Lucius? I don't know who Lucius is. Okay. But anyway, I'll just saying that don't take that boot off, fellas. Don't take that boot off. That's all I got to say.
I'll just wrap this up with this, then we could get talking to talking about real things with CU again. But man, sometimes, man, it's just fun to do bad things, man. Sometimes, it's fun going out there sinning a little bit, You, you know, I like my sinning. I like having fun, and sometimes I like breaking the law, man. I'm right there with you, Rawhide. Um, but you can't exactly do that when you got a spotlight on you, like the players do here at CU. And let's get back to talking about that. All right. JJ
All right.
Stallworth saying, Dave, no one is talking about how the Buffs bounce back after that brutal Stanford loss. Coach Prime and his staff have the respect, control of this team and the locker room. I would say we do have control of the locker room. I don't know if that was the bounce back that I was looking for. I think we saw the bounce back from the defense. That is for darn sure. That is for damn sure. Not going to sugarcoat it. But I mean, you saw that player on UCLA just, standing there doing the stanky leg right in front of the place kicker Holder, just, just waiting for that ball to be kicked right at him, and somehow it just missed. We saw the offensive line come out and give their worst showing since the Oregon game, man. I was a little disappointed, man, in how we bounced back, but I do think the defense is something that I am thinking has turned a corner. What you think about that comment?
I totally agree with you. And also, I think Oregon State, I think they hadn't been as good defensively this year as they were last year. I think they took a step back, but that offensive line is so porous. I think if they can just have the ability to get a playoff, I ain't asking for much more than that. If it looks like the Colorado Buffalo should be able to get a playoff, which would also help them out from an offensive standpoint. I know I've been down on them. Man, I think they can bounce back against Oregon State now. Technically I am a fan, but just looking at it, because think about this for a second. They moved the ball against UCLA a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't, it was bad. It was terrible. It was really bad. But I do believe that they can come back against Oregon State and play even better. I do believe that, and I think they may make some adjustments.
Yes.
I think some adjustments may be made. I think that you go back to your original office line. We were wrong. I was wrong about that. So just go back to
Oh
your
man, I
original
gotta
office
say,
line.
man, that was the worst thing, man. That hurt personally, man. Because like I was saying on your stream earlier today, man, it was like that offensive line, man. It was just it was like an early release of Madden, man, where these guys would
Mhm.
stay hut, and then they would just stand there, man.
Yeah,
While these
yeah,
guys would just do swim moves around him, man.
yeah,
Getting in the short, man. These guys were not moving. They were not
yeah.
moving.
Facts. That's 100% facts, man. It's 100% facts. But I think they can. Coach Brown said he talked to him personally. I think that would help him out. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I
think
think
we need Coach Prime to coach him personally, man. That's I know that.
you got old boy, the offensive coordinator that used to be with the Giants old head coach, Pat Shermer. He coached offensive line before.
Yes,
You got him.
we
See,
got
and
him.
that
Go ahead.
means that what that is, it ain't like dude is offering up advice to that team. I don't know in what respect, but it's hard for me to believe that he ain't giving no input on that offensive line, which
Well, I
goes
mean,
back
not to
to
be cynical, but it might have been the play calling if we're talking about Pat Shermer. But
no, he know the game though. He knows the game though. Don't do him like that, Dave.
I know
You're right, though. You're right. You're right.
it's like, man, we're
It,
not running the ball, man. This is the Pat Shermer I'm used to, man. But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, you're
I should
good. You're
not be doing
good.
that.
Hey, trust me. I know a lot of Denver people got some problems with Pat Shermer. Trust me, I get it. I get it. I get it. And New York people, they got a problem with him too. But
Mhm.
but it's just hard for me to believe he's not giving input because I believe he is. So that's why I'm really not down on the coaches on the offensive line coach yet, especially. I just said it before earlier. I'm gonna say it again. How do you coach against an individual when the defensive line put their hand on that guard and he pushes him immediately back into the quarterback? what can you really do with that?
They were getting thrown out of the club, man. Like what
I
Gronk
know,
was
bro.
doing, man.
Yeah, I know. Throwing them out the club. You right, bro. You right, bro. You right. What can you do about that?
Are we just
Like
lying about
seriously,
these guys' weights? Is that what we're doing, man? Are we just lying about how much weight these guys are throwing around on our offensive line, man?
bro. They were already small anyway. I mean, Bailey 290, 285, 290. He was small anyway. Van Wells 290, 285. We knew that. But it ain't
Dude,
even about weight. Sometimes because I hate. Oh Lord, I'm about to do. No, I'm not even gonna do what they do. But I'm just gonna say this, bro. It, it ain't even all about the weight. They weak, strength wise. They are weak. Bill O'Boy. Bill O'Boy. I will continue to say this. Bill O'Boy said when he was interviewed, they are not strong. He said what? What?
when did he say this? Like it was
His
before
first.
the season, right?
Yeah, before do me a favor. Go back and watch his. I think it was his first interview. He asked about the offensive line. He said they weren't strong.
And Rahad, I'm trying to figure this out because people are saying like the offensive lineman, that we lost, and this is why I think it's coaching, man. The offensive linemen that we lost in the portal last year that are starting at other places, man. I mean, they were terrible here last year, man. That's why I feel
Mhm.
like it has to do with some of this coaching, man. If we got guys that are leaving this program from 1-11 and they're starting on a Florida State offensive line right now,
Mhm.
like they had to have seen something that coaching wasn't doing, man. I just don't get how you got the athletes in here, man, and how it's. I understand that yes, these guys aren't the biggest, they're not the strongest, but I don't know, man. It's like they don't even know who they're blocking half the time, man.
Brother.
Like,
Well,
that doesn't have to do with strength, man. That has to do with literally identifying who the mic is, and then understanding, like, oh, that means I have this guy. These guys can't even do that.
mhm. Oh, I get you. I think there's two points to that. One point is this. I'll respond to you first there. How do they get on other people's team? Because this is how it works. You know, if you got a good offensive line, right? Let's say you got a good offensive line, you can have one deficiency, right? Because the good offensive line helps cover that up. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you get ones and twos, that one or two go on somebody else and they perform halfway decent, it's because they're playing with better players up front. It helps them out. Okay. But also in addition to that, right? The offense that they run, this goes into what you were talking about as far as play calling. The offense that they run, people got to
Mhm.
understand. Other than running play, those run pass options, right? The offensive line, and they end up run. Let's say they end up run. They take the run on the run pass option. The offensive line can't fire off and go because it's a run pass option. You can't get down the field, so you block the run pass option like you're blocking a pass. You see what I'm saying? That's why people see just for reference for people in the chat. That's why you see sometime on run pass options they get an illegal man down the field, or you may
Yes.
get a legal man down the field when the quarterback running back there for so long, right?
Hmm.
That's the issue with run pass option. Now you double that up with just a pure pass. It's still a retreat. Since they don't run the ball, they rarely ever fire off and go.
Yeah. No, you're right, man.
You
Aurelia's
got
been saying it right here for weeks, man. The line needs it between the ears.
yeah. But you know how you make them tough in the game? This is how you make them tough. And I also said this, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna like it. Sometimes it's okay to go run, pass, punt, and then get the ball again, and then go run, pass, punt. And that's okay. Because the third time you get the ball, guess what they're looking for on the first down? The run.
Run.
That's when you hit them. That's when
Yep.
you hit them.
When they start
That's
stacking the box.
right. 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 You have
Man,
to run the ball.
wouldn't it be so nice, man, seeing some bootleg action, that we could set up, man, but it's like we can't even dude, man, I'm losing it. I'm losing it here. And I want to say, I'm an optimist, man. I'm trying to see, man, good Lord, how can we win? How can we win the rest of these games, man? How can we get to a bowl game? Goodness, man, because I've said that's an A+ year. If we can get to 6 wins, man, get to a bowl game. But man, I gotta say, man, that offensive line, man, it just I don't know how you get around it, man. We can talk about all the things that we can do against Oregon State to get a win, but really, it all comes down to can we block? Can we block? Can we block? Right now, Rawhide, we are a 13-point underdog at home. We're minus 400 something on the money line. Oregon State can be had because I think their quarterback play is pretty average. And I think we can do a good job at stopping the run in spurts, but I am terrified right now of that Oregon State front seven going up against our offensive line because we have, how many games now? We have 8 games to go by.
Barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken.
We ain't going to be doing any max protect. We ain't. Forget that, man. Just give Shedeur another cortisol shot, at halftime, man. We're gonna keep running these empties.
Barbecue chicken, fellas. Like Shaq say, barbecue chicken. That's what that offensive line is. Barbecue chicken.
And Jordan Seaton's gonna get a front row, man. A front row seat and experience to this. This weekend, man. He's gonna see it, man. Day 1 starter. But man, I know that, man, and I guess I'm really cynical. Maybe it's from my day today at work, but as I'm coming in here saying Bill O'Boyle and Nose Lyman aren't starters, man. Well, right now I'm not convinced that Bill O'Boyle is the right offensive line coach. I'm not even convinced that he's the right coach for this team. With the fact that these guys aren't even understanding who they're blocking when they're getting out there on the field. Again, I know these players got a lot on their minds, man. They got to manage classes. They got to manage practice. They got to manage the nutrition. It is military style. Every single hour of your day is planned during the season. But are these guys just sleeping in the position meetings? If we need to get them Adderall, man, we need to get them Adderall, man. But you've seen it, man. You've seen just a simple stunt, man, turns these, their heads explode. They have no idea what to do, man, with some of these blitz packages or these stunts being thrown at them. They have no idea who they're responsible
for. Yeah, but most of the time they just get beat by 3 and 4. 3 and 4 rushers, man. Teams. And one reason why teams rarely do that is because they're so afraid of Shedeur. So they drop 7 and 8 all the time.
Look at this question from Renee Owens. What do you think about this?
How do I motivate an O-line for the last 4 games? All right, I'm gonna be serious for a second. I'm gonna be serious for a second. And I think Coach Prime already did it. I was in the bathroom one day taking a shower and I was thinking, I wonder, does he have personal one-on-ones with players or positions? And he said he did this with the offensive line. And that's how you motivate them. You got to ask them. You got to talk to them. This is what I would do. I would talk to them and I would ask them, what do they see the problem is? Now, and immediately after they respond,
coaching.
My next statement to them would be this. Guys, there is no knock on what you're going to say. There is no I'm criticizing. I want you to be honest with me. So let me ask you one more time, because they're gonna give you the team stuff. Ask them one more time. What is it that we can do better to help you perform better? Do you think we should run more? You can say that. You can run more. Do you think ask some things to open them up and get how they truly feel? What do they do well, or what do they think they do well? And when they give you that response, that's immediately what I would implement. If they think we need to run the ball more, that's what I'll do. That's how I motivate them. That's just what I would do.
I'm curious to see what that offensive lineman group, who they're saying needs to be the starters. That's what I'm really interested in. We saw, man, again, just The keyboard coaches, man, we were put to shame this past week, man. All those guys I wanted to see got in, and it just was not.
It wasn't
Yeah,
good, bro.
we was just talking about it here, man. Everybody's moving independently, and again, I understand these guys are new, they're young, and all that, but it is just we have seen improvement from.
They ain't that young though, David.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we've seen improvement, and if they have absolutely no chemistry, that's why I'm putting it on coaching. Like that again, it's a combination of both.
Hmm.
Y'all don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's a combination of both. The only thing that I feel like is fully on coaching totally is special teams. We've talked about that enough. But
Oh Lord, there you go. You making me mad.
I know, I know. I'm dancing, man. I'm trying to work out this stress that I feel. My blood pressure's starting to boil
I
up
know.
here, man.
I
Just
know.
oh, oh man, I tell you, man. I was watching that. I was at that wedding, man, on Saturday, and I saw the first highlight of that place kick, dude, and I said, man, it takes the first play of special teams, man, for me to be like, man, there's no way in hell I'm giving $100 to this NIL program. You know, I I promised $100 if we just play a clean game. And like I said, man, they got a defender back there doing the stanky leg, before they even kick the ball, man.
I know.
And
I know,
it's
bro.
just, but yeah, obviously things long term, man. Things long term are looking great, man. We're gonna get the right coaches in here. But I will stand firm on this. And Sean Lewis isn't one for that I'm trying to save from criticism. But this team takes a step backwards next year if we get rid of the coordinators after 1 year. I do not like it. Continuity is something very important. The dynasties always have continuity.
Mhm.
And I don't want Shador learning a new system. I sure as hell don't want any of if there are offensive linemen staying, I sure as hell don't want them learning a new system again because we've seen how that's been working out. That we cannot afford to blow out coordinators. And
Mhm.
if Sean
Yep.
Lewis is going to leave because his friend, can't get the job done on the offensive line, I don't know what to say, but I think he's smarter than that. I think he's smart enough to realize, like, again, we're looking like a you know a beta version of a Madden game out there half the time, man. Like he sees it on the tape too, man.
Right, right, right. I agree with you. I agree with you, Dave. I agree with you. Again, I know it ain't the most popular saying. I just want to see. I honestly, I want everybody to return next year. I want them all to return. I want team. I don't want them to learn anything new, nothing, and I want them to be able to. I want to be able to remove the excuse of they're just getting into the system because that is valid. It may the piece of the pie, how much of it, what percentage it is on the piece of the pie may be small, but that's of it. Especially on the defensive side. I just want to see everybody return. I want to see Washington and Tank in a year of offseason program. I want to see can the strength and coach really turn these guys into something. I want to see Jack Wilty what he can be. You see what I'm saying? I want to see Tylen Chandler when
Yes.
he gets there, what type of growth he gets. I I don't want musical chairs from the coaching team at this point. I just don't, man. And if I'm wrong, and then they had to take on a few more losses because Bill O'Boyle truly is not the coach, then that's fine to me. Because you don't want to make you don't want to make the mistake of getting rid of a coach because you got lack of athletes. I mean, Bailey in his fourth or fifth season, he maxed. Let's be honest, he's maxed out. You got Big Tank. He's
Well,
been
he
in
didn't
college.
come over here as to be a starter, anyways, man.
And I know
Again, he's
it's supposed to been what's his name? Big
Tyler
Tank.
Brown.
Right. He 3 years in the game. You got Big Sy'veon Washington, big 3 years in the game. These guys, they're big, so you can still develop their bodies. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see one more year. and see if that's the solution to the problem. You know what I mean?
Maybe we should make a bet.
Oh.
Was it more the coaching? Was it more the players? You choose the side, I'll bet the other one.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Hey, you go if they don't change coaches next year, you'll know for a fact what it is.
Hey man, yeah, and sometimes that's what it has to be, man. I think as a Broncos fan, I was really interested to see, was it all Nathaniel Hackett or was it all Russell Wilson? I think this year we've seen, it was definitely a combination of both, but I think it was a little bit more on Nathaniel Hackett than it was Russell Wilson. And again, like I'm out of answers. Buff's family, man. I'm out of answers. It all starts from the top, man. But from the trenches, from the offensive and defensive lines. If we're gonna take care of business, right now, do you have any predictions for the game or anything like
Yeah,
that?
sure.
Are you gonna be betting?
You really want to hear my prediction?
Give it to me, man.
I got Colorado losing. I'm
I had
sorry.
this as a loss from the preseason, man. Oregon State's a team that worries me, man.
Oh,
And there were periods where I felt better about this game, in the middle of the season. Like, man, I feel better about this game. I feel like we can win this game. Man, I don't know, man.
yeah,
We need energy drinks, Red Bulls, everything, man. We need to
yeah.
get these guys feeling crazy on Saturday.
I know, right? I know. And my prediction ain't got nothing to do with whether I believe in them or not, because I do. They have told us too many times that the offensive line is just not that good. Now, Oregon State defensive line is not as good as UCLA's defensive line, so they should
Thank
be able
God.
to perform a little bit better. But I am not. I am not very confident in what I've seen from this team thus far. After 8 games, you are who you are after 8 games. Hey, just tell everybody. If you're looking at them, well, they can. If you say, well, they can improve, insert whatever you want, that don't happen after 8 games. Nope. Improvement period is over. Yeah.
After this
You
bye
can't.
week, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, man. We made improvements, man. We made improvements. We only had one too many men on the field penalties last week. We only had one. So this week, man, I'm expecting 0, man. I want to see 0. I want to see us force some more turnovers again. Like, our defense is great at doing that. So I want to see that. I want to see again, can we take some more steps in doing better against the run? Somebody pointed out in the comments, we had 8 tackles for loss last week against UCLA. That's a huge improvement. But what offsets all that is, the line looking paper thin. I hate to just leave it on a negative like that, but I just don't know how we can overcome that with that sort of performance, man. That this line is what it is. I mean, again, I don't have any answers to it with, like we've said, we look back at what Sean Lewis has run in the past at Kent State. He ran 12 personnel. He ran max protect sets. What I would love to ask him is, why is that not happening? Because you haven't forgotten about these packages. Just why? That's what I want to know, man. Is just why.
Bro, I don't want to say it because it's gonna rub people off. So I just don't. I rather not even say.
I know. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
I'm telling you, bro, because it don't make sense.
Oh, did we talk yet? I don't think we did, because this was yesterday, man. What are your thoughts on Alton, man? Asking to redshirt for the rest of the year. What was your read on that?
It wasn't me. Somebody else said it, but I was thinking that they got it out before I could talk. Alton redshirting is exactly how they've been playing Alton. I don't think they ever had a plan because how he looked or whatever the case may be for him to get a lot of time this year. They knew that they didn't have offensive line and all that. He's coming off ACL. That That's why you saw probably carries at the end of the game. You know, when people kind of then reined it in, they kind of done with it. And I really believe that's what they did. And when Austin came in there and said he told Coach Prime to be on red shirt or whatever the case may be, which the only problem I got with that, he shouldn't even been off. He should have. I understand why he may have not introduced that to Alton, but that should have been on the table anyway. How they used him, so I don't think it was ever a big plan for him to play a lot this year. Just how they used him. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
totally.
Yeah,
It's clear. It's clear they didn't want to trust him with that load, even when he
yeah,
came back. I just wish that they were more just upfront about it and just picked a direction, man.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they had
Yeah.
done it quicker, man.
Mm-hmm.
But Alan Keith brings this up, which is pretty interesting. O'Boyle brought in Bailey, and obviously he's too small at the Power 5 level. Why did Lewis and Prime go along with this? They had to know he was small. I mean, when he transferred over, our offensive line group was thin, man. I mean, did we even have a full second unit, at that point? I think that had to do something with it, man. We just needed warm bodies.
And remember, they was waiting on a response for Tyler Brown.
Yeah.
So they need, you know what I'm saying? Remember, Coach Bull also remember said, because people asked why Coach they hadn't seen Tyler, whoever they got playing, and he said he got to play the people that he knows was going to play. And
Yep.
then a little while after that, we found out Tyler Brown wasn't eligible to play. So I think
Yeah.
that's why he brought Bailey in, somebody that knows the offense, knows what to expect from it, and to fill that slot. I think that's where that came from.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. I'm going to start wrapping up here in just a few minutes. Um, going through these comments to see if there's any other thing that sticks out here. Um, yeah, J Dot brings this up, man. Bailey didn't give up a sack last year. Yeah, he didn't. Um, gave up a lot this year.
Oh.
But that's a
Oh.
solid point, J Dot. I know I'm crapping on your point. I didn't mean to be mean. It was just I had to take it, man. It was low hanging fruit, man. But
It was
yeah,
funny though. It was funny. Uh,
man,
oh.
it's true. He was a good performer last year at Kent State. Um, yeah. JJ Stallworth here brings up a nice little point. Dave, the better the defense gets, the more Coach Prime and the OC will not feel like they need to score 100 points. They will run the ball more. Yes, Lord. That's what we need. We just need some balance. We need some good old-fashioned time of possession. But man, I just hate it, man. I hope that I can say this without all y'all thinking that I'm being like a negative Nancy or anything like that. I'm just trying to point out, man, the mixed signals. The mixed signals. I feel misled a little bit, man. We're talking about how high flying, how high power, how high pace this offense was going to be at altitude, gassing everybody out. And what? You know, we haven't been doing any of that, man. People want to talk about, and you still see it in like the well-off media, like practice videos and whatnot. And people are like, tempo, tempo, tempo. We need to play with more tempo, all this stuff, man. And then we get into the games, man. We ain't playing with tempo, man. We ain't even trying. We ain't even trying to do that. But I do think overall, man, with where this team is at right now, man, we do need to focus on the time of possession and holding that. It's a shame we couldn't have a little bit better of a time of possession this past weekend because, we're in that game, midway through the second half, man.
Mhm.
Our defense just had too many 3 and outs to overcome, I feel.
Yep. Yep. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But also the tempo. I think what happened, what also killed the tempo is that they were in so many situations where because as the season grew on, they knew who they had and how the team played. Thus, made each possession that they had so important. So I think they were trying to make sure that they was running the right stuff. I think that's just what happened, you know.
Yeah.
So it became critical to see and make sure that, man, look, you didn't have any plays to give away. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't have them to give away, man. You just didn't have them, bro. You know.
Right. I need you to put this one. I need you to put this one to bed, man. I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen this in all the other videos. Of course, we've talked a little bit about it, but I mean, why not, man? Let's address this one, man.
Okay, listen. I've seen that too. I never addressed that because I just come on, Stanford. Stop. Stop, bro. Stop, bro. It's football, bro. Why would they be jealous of them? Why would they be jealous of him? What? Because he's the quarterback? That's every player on every team. Come on, bro. You think Tom Brady, offensive lineman, is jealous of Tom Brady, bro? Come on, bro. Stop that. Stop that, bro. They're not jealous. They're not jealous of Shador. That's how it is with every school. You think USC's they jealous of my man? You know what I'm saying? Caleb Williams. Y'all think he just? No, they're not. Come on, bro. You think they were jealous of my man in Alabama last year? No, they're not. Oh, we just looking at that because things are looking bad. They're just, bro. They just ain't strong. Who wants to get ran over every down? You think offensive lineman is willing? You wait, hold on, Stanford. Let me ask you this question, bro. Let me ask you this question, bro. You think the offensive line wants to stand there, get pushed down, and get stomped and ran over to make a tackle? They don't want to do that, bro. Trust me, man. Trust me. They don't want to do that. They're not, bro. They don't have a psychological problem where they want to hurt themselves. They don't want to do that, bro.
Dude, the amount of pettiness you would need to have in order to put yourself in a position where your literal manhood is questioned by randos online in their grandma's bedroom, like myself. I don't think they're there, man.
No. They're trying. They just not good. It's not good.
And you got to think, man, when you're going to play for these big time quarterbacks with these NILs, man, more money's coming your way if you do your job, man. If anything, man, it's a good thing you got to start quarterback, man. Now, there's a small percentage that it could backfire because the magnifying glass is on you, so much that, man, if you're really bad, man, you're getting the star quarterback hurt. You're going to be criticized. That's what's actually happened, man. It kind of sucks, but I mean, when you come here, man, you know what you're getting into. You're signing up for a show. You're signing up for all this attention on you, especially when you're blocking. You're supposed to be protecting the coach's son. I mean, you know what you're signing up to, man.
Oh yeah. Dave, I put it to you like if Jack Wilty immediately went to Georgia, and he was starting on Georgia line today, the Jack Wilty that was out there for Colorado, he would look totally different because the players around him are so much better. You see what I'm saying? So they can help cover up some of his deficiencies. But the problem is Colorado don't have that. You got everybody average to below average. So what happens is that they don't have the ability to help cover up other people's problems.
Yes.
That's all. That's it.
No doubt. And Stanford, man, we're right there with you. Again, I'm pulling out my hair, man, trying to figure out why is this the case? I'm right there with you. I'm losing my mind. I'm this close to the camera, man. I'm right there with you. I'm just, I'm trying to work it out too. But again, man, these guys, when Coach Prime mentioned this, that number 2 was on the ground, no buff picked him up. That's because these guys, man, they're getting KO'd, man. They're getting woozy, man. These guys are getting their butts beat so much, man, that they don't even have the time to think about doing what offensive linemen do, man. And they go to bat for their quarterback, man, after these plays,
Right.
man. These guys, I think they're just obviously they're getting beat physically. I think we've seen from their lack of communication and miscues, they're getting beat mentally too. And yeah,
I agree with you, bro. Hey,
that's why we need Jordan Seaton, man.
Yes, you need Jordan Seaton and every defensive lineman and offensive lineman, man. If they're good, Now, I ain't recruiting for Coach Prime. This ain't got nothing to do with Coach Prime. Because honestly, UCF has some of the same things, the same properties, or they have similar attributes. The point is this: is that they are bad. They are seen by everybody. Early opportunity to play, success being attributed to your play. You would have to be a fool not to go to Colorado. Now, granted, let's get it twisted. Some of these schools, and one in particular, they got NILs where they pay each offensive lineman 40 grand a year. Some of them get that. They got these NILs set up for that. So if you a top tier offensive lineman and you come to me and you say, if we were talking, you say, bro, I get what you're saying, but Georgia giving me 40,000 just to show up on campus. They're gonna give me 40 stacks a year. Then you go take the 40 stacks. I ain't telling nobody not to go get that paper. That's what we all, bro. You work to get paper. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at you on that. But if all things are equal in that respect, you've got to be a fool to go to those other teams and not go to Colorado. And let me tell you, you a double fool if all things are equal and you go to Ohio State. You're gonna go freeze. You're gonna go play in the cold. Which you could just do it at Colorado and get more credit, early opportunity to play. That don't make no damn sense. Excuse me, that don't make no sense, bro. That don't make no sense.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And MB's saying right here too. I want to comment on this. These offensive linemen are people too, bro. Let's not bash on them too bad. And sometimes I can go a little bit overboard. You're definitely right. And I'm right there with you, Rawhide. Like, I want to see 90% of this room return for next year. I do. Because it's just my intuition. I feel like maybe, we just get some new blood in there. Things might look a little bit different. That's just my intuition, man. I don't think this line is as bad as it's like. I don't think this is near the ceiling for these guys, man. And I don't think that this is the ceiling for this unit. I really don't. I don't think it helps the criticism for the players when you have an offensive line coach say these guys aren't strong. I'm getting super cynical, but I'm like, well, that could just be a way for him covering his butt, knowing that he didn't do his job. But I need to ask you, Coach Cat. Come on, show up here. It's not coming up. Dang it. It's like my comments are frozen. Can you hear me, Rawhide?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
Dang. My new comments aren't showing up. Oh, here we go. But Coach Cat, can you coach offensive line, man? That's what I need to know. Because I need your assessment, man, on what is happening, man. Why are we getting dusted? Just dusted. I don't know, man. We just need to work on something different. But Rawhide, man, I'm appreciative of your time as always. I know we've been going for a little bit, man.
Bro, I'm more appreciative of you. You doing me favors, bro.
Hey, and all my viewers, man, y'all need to go subscribe to Rawhide Media for you. I mean, come on. He's talking about Colorado. He's talking about LSU. He's talking about college football. I mean, everything. And we need to get you up to 1,000 subs, man. You deserve way more.
Be greatly appreciated.
Than what you're at right now, man.
Be greatly appreciated.
Yeah,
yes,
but
indeed, man.
Oh, at the end of the day, though, Rawhide, man, things are looking up, man. And we'll just have to see how this whole thing goes against Oregon State. I'm going in with no expectations, man. I just want to see a good Buffs game. And there's definitely scenarios in which we can take care of business. But like we've touched on, man, it all starts with our ability to block. Can we do that better than we did this past week? If that happens, man, I like our chances to win. So we'll just have to see if I'll be losing another $10 to the sports books or if I'll be taking a little bit back this week.
I lost a little more in that last game. I lost a little more in that, but hey, Renee Owens, I appreciate it. But yeah, hey, I've lost. What's the plus minus? What's the plus minus on the game?
13.
Okay, well, no, the money line. What's the money line?
It's like 410 or something like that.
I don't know if that's worth betting, man.
Yeah, plus 410.
Man, y'all let me know, man. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know. Should I bet this game? Bet Colorado to win. I'm thinking. What you gonna do, David? You gonna bet the money line?
Dude, man, I'll probably throw $10 on there, man. Why not, man? You know?
Oh, bro. Oh, I use it. Oh, come on, David, help me.
Dude, Lucius is the voice of reason here. He's saying absolutely not. But you know, like I said, man, like you know, sometimes it's fun to do bad things.
And honestly, I tell people all the time, I give you the real, but how I feel in the heart, you know what I'm saying? I separate those two things, and my heart wants to bet the game. So you know what I'm saying? My heart wants to bet. I won't look at the money line. If it's over 400, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it for probably 50. So that at least give me a little something. So
That's right.
I'll go with it.
For that trip where we link up next year, man.
Facts. I'm going to that game, bro.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you get going, Rawhide. I'm gonna go get myself some dinner, man. So I appreciate you as always. Everybody, be sure to tune in, hit that like on the way out, go subscribe to Rawhide Media, and we are out of here. Sco Buffs.
Sco Buffs.